Okay, so here's the introduction. Why failure matters. Success, said John F. Kennedy, has 100 fathers. Failure is an orphan. I think he said it about the failed invasion of Cuba at the Bay of Pigs in 1961. But it certainly applies to how-to books and articles as well. In any bookstore, there will be dozens of titles on how to succeed, with many of the same advice, just a little different typeface. Yet it's fairly obvious to any shopper that there aren't many books or articles on how to fail. Yet, as many parents know, you can learn just as much by studying people who fail as you study people who succeed. In fact, failure is often a virtual roadmap to success in reverse. Trace the route to poverty, loneliness, obscurity, and despair, and then go in exactly the opposite direction. And you can wind up with comfort, good company, a fine reputation, and high self-confidence. Go figure. Moreover, it's been fascinating to me to observe that while successful folks have all kinds of different routes to triumph, some as simple as luck and inheritance, failures have a lot in common. Unhappy families who have lost out on good things in life are all alike. As one might say, to alter a famous phrase by Tolstoy, if you can avoid the ways and means that losers take to wreck their lives, you may not necessarily get to be a huge success, but you'll certainly avoid failure. At least self-inflicted failure, dismissal failure, dismal failure. If you can stay out of the heavy, obsessive gravity of self-destruction and its many tentacles, then you're well on your way to succeeding. You may ask, why am I qualified to write this book? And you should. Mainly, it's because I am by nature a tourist everywhere I go, especially at home. And I spend much of my time and energy analyzing what I observe. I've been following failure intently since I was in early elementary school. Well, maybe earlier. Charged by my overbearing but loving mother, with not allowing myself to become a failure, I've tried to note what failures did in algebra class, in the gym, on dates, at work, at play, everywhere I've gone. Also, there are braver men and women than I am, better looking ones and smarter, stronger ones, but few have completed as many different projects and been involved in as many different fields as I have. As such, I've been privileged to observe failure in the Ivy League, in the field of law, in the world of finance, in the White House, and oh, what a failure, in Hollywood circles, in the academy, just about everywhere. As noted, I observed a great deal of similarity in these failures and in what leads to failure. My combination of experience and analytical practice qualifies me to write this book and might encourage you to read it. But in any event, let the advice given here speak for itself. If you don't find this material compelling, just put the book down and stop reading it. This also will help you in your efforts to become a failure. Why, by the way, are there 35 steps? Well, why not? That's how many I came up with that related to broad categories such as relationships, money, family, and so on. I could have included lesser categories such as, well, I'm not going to say that now because pierce your nose is a natural thing these days. But that's another story. I could have included ones of genuine value such as wear brown when you're expected to wear gray or dark blue. So here we go on chapter 1 of How to Ruin Your Life. You're not ordinary. You're special, and I'll say it until you understand it. It's vital that you know that your uniqueness will get you through every crisis. You'll get by just being you. Training is for the masses, not for classy folk like yourself. You're fated to be rich and famous, and you don't have to do one more thing to get it other than what you've already done. Just sit back and be your own uniquely great and lovable self. End of chapter 1.